Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of Coffee Talk with Hazel. As you can see, this is what awesome looks like. And this time, it is coffee, not tea. As you can tell, I'm kind of losing my voice again. Happens quite often. So, I hope everybody is doing well on this Tuesday. Look, Mom, I'm on YouTube. I told her I'd do that like 4 videos ago. Anyway, so, as you can see, I'm not all dolled up. And, just kind of rocking my Pokemon shirt. There's no Eevee, which sucks, but one day, I will have an Eevee shirt. So, let's get into it, shall we? As you can see, I am sitting on my floor. Not the most comfortable thing in the world, but we all make do. So sorry if I'm moving around a lot. So, I figured I'd be a few episodes in before I got to the topic that I want but don't want to talk about. But as it turns out, this topic is kind of what's not been bothering me, but it's definitely been something that's been on my mind. So, love. Yeah. We all know what it is. We've all felt it at one point or another. We've all felt the different types of love. Some of us, or maybe none of us, but I know there's a type of love where you have a connection so strong with a person that you feel them before you even meet, and that connection becomes so strong and so overwhelming and sometimes overbearing, and you don't know what to do. You don't know how to handle it. It scares the shit out of you because you're like, what the hell's happening to me? Unless that's just me, which it probably is, because I'm not like other girls. I'm not like other people. But, a love that strong doesn't always mean that it'll last forever. As much as you want it to, as much as you try really hard to make it work. All good things must come to an end, unfortunately. And I was talking to a friend last night, and I was telling her things that I haven't told another female in many years. Or anybody, actually, now that I think about it. And it's hard for me to explain, to be honest. I'm doing this off the top of my head. I mean, as you can see, there's no papers. I'm doing this all from the top of my head because these are the things that not only me, but a lot of other people struggle with, is trying to find the right words to explain something. And the more you try to write it out, the less personal it becomes. So, I'd be a fraud if I did that. And I'm not a fraud. I believe in honesty and truth, and that's everything that I try to be. Even if it ends up hurting people. And I don't mean to. I don't mean to hurt anybody. I know recently I heard a friend of mine, that's another story though. So, love. The whole I love you. It's scary. It's spine shivering, goosebumps everywhere, chill to the core, scary. But Hazel, I thought you weren't scared of anything. We're all scared of something, buddy. And little Miss Hazel, as some people call me, dumbass, others call me, love is terrifying to me. I've literally had nightmares of love. Not so much of it hurting me or breaking my heart, but just, I want to believe. I do. And twice, actually, recently, I've come to realize that as much as I try really hard to push it away, or try not to feel it, or pretend that it doesn't exist, love is real. And it hurts. And it's still lonely. And it's hard. And complicated. It's also fun. Exhilarating. Important. You learn things about yourself that you never knew before. And not many people get to say that they've had that type of love where their connection with another person is so strong that when they're sitting on their bed or on the floor, crying, hurting, whatever the case may be, that the person they have a connection with texts them. Not hi, not hello, just what's wrong? Because instantly, they know. Or you're sitting there minding your own business, thinking about that person you have a connection with, and they text you and say, stop thinking about me, I'm trying to sleep. Nothing lasts forever. Everything must come to an end. It sucks that there's some really great, incredible, magnificent love stories that are so short. that all they have is a beginning and an end. They never get to experience the middle part. And that tragedy is worse than anything Romeo and Juliet could have been through or portrayed, or any of that other shit girls say and talk about. And when that special love comes to an end and you have to part ways and say goodbye because you realize that you're willing, once again, to give it everything that you have, to give it your all, and eventually that connection you had with that person it's no longer there. Just kind of vanished. And you won't know why. It won't make any sense to you. And then you'll realize that you still need that other person in your life. Because being friends with them and having them in your life is better than not having them at all. Even though they hurt you. Even though they made promises. And so you become friends. And through your friendship, possibly get to know each other better. And maybe things will work out. Maybe they won't. But if you're like me and you're on a self-discovery journey, trying to find your place and your way in this wonderful world, you don't really have a whole lot of time for anything else. Especially if you're a single parent, going through a divorce, trying to get a job, but you can't find a job because you don't have a babysitter. And then you realize that you really are actually alone because you don't have anybody to even watch your kids for an hour so you can go to an interview. But that's a totally different story for another time. Another love that I've learned recently is that there is somebody out there who's going to love and care about you for who you are, no matter how many personalities or psychotic you can be or get or are, in my case. And they tell you that they love you. They don't hide from it. And when you say, I love you, to them, they don't ignore it. They acknowledge it and they say, I love you too. And you realize that you want to spend your future or as much time as they can offer with them. So you make plans. And you hope for one day. Because you know, this love is new and different and imaginary, but not imaginary. And the fact that you guys are friends first, boyfriend, girlfriend second, and everything else third, fourth, fifth, whatever. It's an liberating feeling. And you may live far apart, across country, across the world, across town, across the street, whatever the case may be. And you realize that making these plans with that person are plans that you actually want to stick to, plans you want to work towards. Because for the first time in a long time, this is something that you actually want. And if you're like me and you've never done anything that you wanted, or if you have, then you know the consequences. But hey, I have faith. I may not entirely believe in love, but I have faith, and I have hope, and I have positivity, because positivity is key. And without hope and faith, you can't have belief or love. And though I have one of the biggest hearts I've ever known, and I know that I have a lot of love to give, I can only hope that this time around, just like anybody, that it'll be enough. And when you're with a person who makes you feel like you're enough, that you don't even have to try to impress them, well, isn't that the best love? Where you can just be yourself because somebody finally accepts you for who you are. So, thank you, everybody, for joining me for episode 2 of Coffee Talk with Hazel. And thank you, everybody who's been showing support. It's really appreciated. And you guys rock. And if you like what you're seeing so far, you don't have to, but if you want to, click subscribe, like the video, and if you want, leave a comment. And yeah, stay rockin'. Peace.